Uh, Hello 10th standard. So this is our last section of your second chapter, 2C, conservation of energy. So you'll all come across the famous definition right from your 7th standard, that is, energy is neither created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to the another form of energy. So this you would have studied. It generally means you can neither create an energy, you can never destroy it. So in the sense, if an energy is created, it means somewhere else it is destroyed, and that form has taken into another form. So we observe a new form of energy is coming to us. It simply means somewhere it is getting destroyed in some another form of energy. For example, if we take a light, it will emit heat. Okay, so or also they take the other way. Whenever an object is so hot, it will emit light to us. So heat energy exhibits, or it just gives away the light energy. So energy here, it is, you might see light is coming out of it. Okay, so which means your heat energy is destroyed in a form of light energy. So no other way we are creating it, it is just a transformation from one form to another form. So energy is neither created nor destroyed, be clear in it. Okay, so you cannot create it, you cannot destroy it, it happens to be transformed from one form to the another form alone. So in this chapter, since we are dealing with only your mechanical energy, so last all two chapters, I mean 2B and 2A, we saw what are the different forms of energy. We saw the numericals involved with kinetical energy, potential energy. So here we will see the the conservation of energy in your mechanical systems. So if you take a mechanical system, we all know the mechanical energy, the total energy in a mechanical system is nothing but the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. So at any instant, for example, you consider a car is moving, or you're just throwing an object up, or a stone is falling down. So at any instant, if you take the mechanical energy is a sum of its potential energy and kinetic energy, and it will be always the same. For example, we also solved a numerical based on this. Okay, you remember we solved a numerical. Even at any point you saw, you will find the value to be has 500 joules. Okay, the first point, or the highest point, and the point where it is going to hit the ground. Anywhere else, if you saw, it is going to be the same. So we will try to obtain a verification for it. And remember this verification. Okay, this is one of the simplest theoretical you have in your 10th standard, and it is something repeated every time. Okay, so it's like a repeated question. I think this is one of the simplest theory you'll be getting in your board exams, I think. Okay, it's very simple. If you understand it, you can write it very easily. So first, let us try to make a consideration. Always remember your mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So I'll use the capital symbol U for your potential energy, KE or K. Okay, KE or K. I can either use K dot E or just K for your kinetic energy, and your total energy, that is your mechanical energy. So first we will take an example. So here I'm just going to drop an object from a height h. Okay, so this is my height h, the object is at a height of h. I'm just going to drop it down, and once it comes down at the point of A. Okay, whenever you drop an object, you will call it as your free fall. Now you remember, you call it as your free fall. In this case, there is no velocity, but once it reaches the point B, it gains a velocity. Let me take it as your v1. So it's going to gain a velocity v1, and at the point C, the moment it reaches your ground, it will have its full velocity, the final velocity. Let me take it as your capital V. So this is a part of your velocity. Now I told the entire length or the distance, height. Okay, the entire height is h. Therefore AB is, I'll take AB as x. Okay, see, AC is h, AB will be x, therefore BC will be h minus x. You got it? I have written in here. So AB, can you see, AB is x, therefore BC is h minus x. Therefore what is AC? H. Got it? So I'm just going to split into the components like this. Now at each point I'm going to find my total energy. I'm just going to find the total energy at each point. Now at the first point, at point A. So at this point A, can you see you're not having any velocity? you don't have any velocity, but you'll have a maximum height. So as I told you, whenever we are having a maximum height, you will have only your potential energy and your velocity becomes zero. Therefore, kinetic energy is becoming zero. So K becomes zero, U is equal to mgh. Therefore, total energy is K plus U, which is mgh. So this I got. Now I'm going to calculate my total energy at the point B. So at this point, you see you are having a velocity plus you are having a height. Okay, you are having velocity as well as height, which means you have an equation for kinetic energy as well as your potential energy. So now write for your potential energy. What is your potential energy formula? It is mgh. Now what is the height here? Yes, the height will become h minus x. Therefore, this mg h minus x. Now I'm trying to obtain the equation for my kinetic energy at a point B. So at point B, so once it reaches point B, it has traveled a distance of x. It has traveled a distance of x, and your acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so your because of g, it is traveling through a distance of x. That is what I'm going to write. So velocity is v1, displacement is x, acceleration due to gravity, my acceleration is becoming as g, and my initial velocity is 0. So initial velocity is 0. Use your equation of motion. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. V square is equal to 2gs x. Why? U is becoming 0. Apply in your kinetic energy formula. Okay, so this equation I am going to substitute in my kinetic energy. Half mv square 1 by 2 m 2gx. Therefore it is mgx. So I know my value for potential energy, I know my value for kinetic energy. So what is your total energy? You have to add them both. So your total energy means you have to add both. Therefore mgh minus x is your potential energy, and kinetic energy is mgx. So by applying it, you will arrive this equation, because minus x plus x, this both will get cancelled off. You will have your mgh. Now can you see here? So what is my total energy here? My total energy is again mgh. Total energy over here mgh. So it's like constant. At any instant, if you take the sum of your potential energy and your kinetic energy is going to be constant. So we verified in 2 points. So we'll try to verify at your last point. So last point, you see you will have 0 height. Height has become completely 0. Does it have any height at this point? No. So whenever height becomes 0, your potential energy completely becomes 0. So we will have only kinetic energy. So we'll try to obtain the expression for kinetic energy. So at the lowest point, okay, my object is here. So this is the lowest point. Here my velocity is becoming v, and my initial velocity is becoming 0. Why it falls off? Because of my acceleration due to gravity. And what is the total height it has traveled? It has traveled h. The total height it has traveled is h. Same equation, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, v square is equal to 2gh. So substitute in your kinetic energy, you will have again the same problem, that is half m into 2gh. 2 and 2 get cancelled, therefore kinetic energy is equal to mgh. Total energy again becomes mgh. So it clearly means your mechanical energy at any instant will be the same, because it is the sum of your potential energy and kinetic energy. So the graph is like this. We'll try to obtain the conditions. So first see, I'm just going to drop an object down. The object is moving in this way. This is at a point A, point B, point C. So you'll have the tabulation in your book. You can take your book and refer this tabulation. So at the highest point, remember, highest point, potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is becoming 0. At the lowest point, potential energy is 0 and kinetic energy is maximum, so it will become mgh. At the center point, both will be half and half. Okay, why? The sum is going to be the same. The sum is going to be the same. If I add this both, it is mgh. Add this both, you will get mgh. Add this both, it is mgh. So the center point, since the height is becoming half, it is half mgh, half mgh. This is for an object which is falling down, or it is your free fall. For free fall. Next one, I'm just going to put an object up. I'm just going to throw vertically up. throwing an object vertically up. Same it will have. Only difference is you will have minus factors here. So once you throw up, this is your minimum height and this is your maximum height. So when the height is minimum, you know your potential energy becomes 0 and kinetic energy is maximum. When the height is becoming maximum, the potential energy is 0. Potential energy is maximum, that is mgh, and kinetic energy is 0. And at the center point again it will become half and half. If you add this, you will get mgh, mgh and mgh. So this is about the total conservation of energy in your mechanical systems. Conservation of your mechanical energy. Remember, mechanical energy is equal to sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy, and it is going to be the same or constant at any instant. Anywhere you take along the path of it, you will find the mechanical energy is going to be the same. So this is an application of your kinetic, conservation of energy. So for this we will take our simple pendulum. So a simple pendulum which is in its mean position, the center position is called mean position, and it's going to the extreme, coming back to the mean and again to the extreme. So this two ends is called as your extreme position, and the center point is called as your mean position. So we will see how your conservation of energy takes place here. So whenever a pendulum is oscillating, there is an increase in its height. So when it comes to the extreme position, the height is increased. Similarly, when it goes to the extreme point, its velocity is completely becoming 0. And once it comes to the mean point, its velocity is increasing. So whenever height increases, it's your potential energy, and whenever velocity increases, it is your kinetic energy. Now look here. So it starts oscillating. Once it goes to the extreme position, here it is having a maximum height. So my height is maximum. So whenever you have a maximum height, automatically you have your potential energy. Therefore, potential energy is maximum. But here, my velocity is becoming 0. Therefore, my kinetic energy is becoming 0. So at your extreme point, at a point B, height is maximum. Therefore, potential energy is maximum. Velocity is 0, therefore kinetic energy is becoming 0. Now slowly it starts coming back to the mean point, that is at the center point. So at the center point, can you see any height over here? No. Therefore height is becoming 0, by which the potential energy is becoming 0. And at this point it starts to gain its velocity. So velocity becomes maximum, by which my kinetic energy is getting maximum. So at all these points you try to calculate your total energy. So at point B, so A and B, at point A height is 0, therefore potential energy is 0, kinetic energy is maximum. Let me take it as mgh, therefore my total energy is mgh. Okay. At point B, my height is maximum, therefore potential energy is mgh. Since my velocity is 0, kinetic energy is 0. Total energy is mgh. So which means there is a conservation of energy in your simple pendulum. Go through your lesson. So by which we have completed the theoretical part of your 2C. We have left only your numericals in your 2C.